All right, so for each of the following, we're going to write a ratio of units, set up a proportion, then solve for the missing quantity. So this goes off of our notes from yesterday, solving proportion word problems.
Pardon interruption.
So the first thing that I am going to do is write a ratio of units. The ratio of units is just talking about what two items am I comparing, or what two things am I talking about. So when I go to set up my word problem, I'm going to put ROU. That stands for ratio of units. As Kelsey told us in just a moment ago, the ratio of units, the two things that she's comparing.
She did do this.
I did steal the Chrome card. Okay.
But that's okay. That's an easy space. I just give her a hard time.
So ratio of units. So as Kelsey told us, 10 gallons of gas costs $26.19. So you're comparing gallons of gas to the price. So my ratio of units, I'm going to put gallons. You can put gas to the price or the cost. Now, you don't have to put, you could also write your ratio of units with cost on top and gallons on bottom. It doesn't matter which order you put them in. It just matters that you have your two units established, okay? So it doesn't matter which one you put on top or which one you put on bottom. Now, to go to set up our proportion, we're going to talk about the stuff that we know. So what's our known information? What do we know? We know what? 10 gallons of gas costs $26.19, right? So if I use these two numbers, because they're being compared, 10 gallons of gas costs $26.19, I need to put that in my first ratio to create that proportion. So 10 gallons, if I'm using the one here in the red, my ratio of units in the red, am I going to put 10 gallons? Am I going to put the 10 on top or on the bottom? Yeah, you put it on top. You keep it with the right order. So then the next thing I know is $26.19. Well, that's the cost. So 10 gallons cost $26.19. So the cost goes on bottom. So the unknown, or what I want to find out, is going to be my second ratio. So I continue reading. At the same price, how much would 16 gallons cost? So what part of that ratio do I know? $16 gallons, yeah. So 16 gallons, does that go on top or on bottom? On top, because my gallons I put on top. So I'm trying to find, the unknown thing is, how much is that going to cost? So I'm trying to find the cost. So now you have a proportion, and from this proportion, you solve. So when I go to solve a proportion, how do I do that? Okay, so I'm going to cross multiply 10 times C. Now if you notice, I put an equal sign because I'm starting my next step, so 10C, and then I multiply $26.19 times 16. So, say it again. $419.04. No. You just gave me the answer.
No, I didn't.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So now we have a one-step equation. From here, I need to get the variable by itself, so I circle my variable. I draw my line of equality. To get the C by itself, I divide each side by 10. So C equals, so what's 419.04 divided by 10?
$41.904.
So you got 41.904. Now, because we're trying to find the cost, right? Cost is going to be in dollars. Because we're trying to find the cost, I can't say it's going to cost $41.904. Because I'm dealing with money, which place value am I going to round to? The hundreds. So which numbers am I hundreds?
Zero.
0. Look to the right, 5 or greater?
No.
No, so my answer is going to be, so there's your answer. Now, don't write what I'm writing in the purple, but I want you to pay attention. So I set my ratio of units different in the purple, right? I put my costs on top and my gallons on the bottom. I just want to show you that it ends up being the same. It doesn't matter. So I first need to do what I know. So what do I know here? The 10 gallons cost $26.19. Well, this ratio of units I set where the cost is on top. So if I set where the cost is on top, which number do I put on the top for my first part of my proportion? Yeah, so if the cost, we'll just put that on the top. Okay? Then what's the gallons going to be? What's my gallons? 10, yeah. So then I go to the unknown, or what I need to know. So the cost, do I know the cost for this second part of my proportion? Nope, so I put a C there. But how many gallons do I have? 16. So you solve the same manner. Again, you don't have to write what I'm doing in the purple. So if I take $26.19 times 16, I'm going to get $419.04. Then if I cross multiply 10 times C, I'm going to get 10C. So basically, if you guys notice here, I get the same exact numbers, right? My variable's just on the different side. But when I go to solve, I'm going to end up with the exact same answer. So why am I telling you this? It's because if you don't use your ratio of units in the same order that I use them, it doesn't mean your answer is wrong. So if I go through to grade your quiz and you don't have it set up like this, but you have it set up like this, you're still going to get full points. Okay? All right, let's take a look at the second one. The second one I can really get into because, you know, it's chocolate chips and cookies and all that good stuff. So, first thing I do when I read a word problem, I just skim through it. So, skim through it, kind of point out or pick out some of the numbers. Then when I go back through and I read it, I look for the important information. So if I'm skimming it, I'm just going to read it through. If you need 2 cups of chocolate chips to make 60 cookies, how many cookies can you make with 5 cups of chocolate chips? So now I'm ready to pull information in from the word problem. So when I'm doing a word problem where I'm solving with proportions, I need to identify the ratio of units. So I first need to figure out, what are they talking about here? What 2 things are they comparing? What 2 units are they discussing? Okay. Cups of chocolate chips to what? To cookies. So let's do cups to cookies. Now, could you put cookies on top and cups on bottom? Yeah. So that's my ratio of units. Now let's talk about what numbers do we know. So, if you need 2 cups of chocolate chip cookies to make 60 cookies, they're giving us information there. What are they comparing there? What are they comparing there?
2 cups and 60 cookies.
2 cups will make 60 cookies, right? So if I know that, where does my cup number go? The 2 cups, will that go on top or on bottom? Yeah, it goes on top with cups. So then 60 cookies is going to go on bottom. Now, the unknown information, what I need to know, is going to be the second part of my proportion.
5 cups.
Okay? So what I know in that second part, how many cookies can you make with 5 cups of chocolate chips? So they're giving us the units of 5 cups. So where does that number 5 go? Why does it go on top? Yeah, that's what we're talking about, cups. So we're trying to find out what information? Yeah, how many cookies we can make. So my next step is to, that's right. So it's 2 times C. Okay. Then what do I cross multiply? Which equals?
300.
Now what do I do?
Yeah,
because we want to get the variable by itself. I bring down my variable c equals, what's 300 divided by 2?
150.
Now, 150 what? What unit am I talking about? So I can make 150 cookies. Now, how many of you guys want to go home and eat raw chocolate chip cookie dough?